Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and that's Rob.
Hey.
My good buddy.
I'm happy to be here.
His enthusiasm, as always, overwhelming.
Starting to get a little the old COVID rundown here, fella.
Yeah, I hear you. It's a little bit of the COVID blues.
It's like, oh, we got a show to do.
That's why I take 2 shots of Jack for every show. Chases the COVID blues away. I'll courier you a bottle. How's that sound?
Nice.
It'll be just Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce, though, because I know that.
You know, that's okay. I could go for some of that, too.
A couple shots of barbecue sauce. Yum.
Maybe some toilet paper. That might become a thing again.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny you mention that because, I think I'm gonna go as soon as we're done taping here and just go pick up a pack.
I kind of want to too. In case you're all wondering why we're being stupid, they're announcing some more regulations, some more COVID stuff tomorrow morning. And here in Edmonton, where we both live, well, Greater Edmonton with my pal here, and actually, it'd be Alberta wide, so I guess it would cover us anyways. So we're not sure what it is, but last time they had a lockdown, we couldn't get toilet paper. So just like most of North America. So
yeah, and a friend of ours. Actually, I don't know if you probably didn't see the picture from our friend in Fort McMurray, Trevor.
No, I didn't.
That the Walmart there is empty already. Yeah. So it begins again.
So it begins. Welcome, folks, to our show about video games.
Yeah.
Where we haven't talked about video games yet.
Oh, that was our COVID stuff. We'll file that under housekeeping.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's a good segue. We'll just move right on into news. How about that?
Sounds good. Video game news. Here we go.
So it's not a great story to start off with because I know neither of us play it. But whenever Star Wars anything gets added to anything, it excites me. Makes me want to try it even more. So Minecraft is adding Star Wars DLC. And it's skins and dioramas from the original trilogy. New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and stuff from The Mandalorian. So apparently there's 12 different planet dioramas and a whole bunch of skins, and there's a total of 36 Star Wars themed skins for your stuff. So
great.
You know, anything to make me want to try it even more. I don't know, I'm gonna make that a backlog, a good intention game. Because I've always had good intentions of at least trying it. Minecraft, I just never appealed, I guess.
Well, I guess you could try it with the old Raison too, eh?
Mm-hmm. All the tracing. So that's like I said, I love licensed stuff, Star Wars licensed stuff. So gives me even more of an excuse to give this a try. In not so happy news, Capcom had a ransomware attack. Left a lot of people associated with them compromised. So basically, anybody who's ever been employed by them, mostly in Japan where they have Capcom stores and any of their offices, but also if you've called in specifically the Capcom help desk.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's where the public gets affected.
Sure.
But they got that under control, and they're notifying everyone who they think could possibly be affected. But as always, when something like this happens, the ransomers also revealed some possible titles, and they leaked a list of possible release dates for stuff. So there's Resident Evil Outbreak. Not sure what that is, but that's not the new one coming. The new one coming is Village, right?
Right.
Dragon's Dogma. Not sure.
That sounds familiar.
It does, right?
I'll Google it while you keep going.
Okay. Street Fighter 6.
Okay.
In 2020, but not till 2022.
Right.
A new Mega Man in 2022. A Resident Evil remake in 22.
Okay.
Monster Hunter 6, which I guess that must be after Worlds, I guess.
That makes sense.
In 23. Biohazard Apocalypse, which would be Resident Evil.
Evil, yep.
In
the Japanese version.
In 23. SSF6. I'm not sure what that is. In fiscal 23.
I'll look that up. SSFX6?
F6.
SSF.
Yeah, 6.
Oh, Super Smash Flash? No. That wouldn't be it.
And then the last one is Resident Evil Hank, fiscal 24.
Okay.
So
that sounds like something that's just an idea.
Yeah.
At that point, 2024.
But gives us some things to look forward to, I guess.
So the reason Dragon's Dogma sounds familiar is it was a game already in 2012.
Oh yeah, because this is 2, it said.
Yeah. So it was an action role-playing hack and slash for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Oh, okay.
So action RPGs are fun. Everyone likes them.
Yeah. Street Fighter, them working on a Street Fighter 6, yeah, I mean, you knew it had to be coming. But man, so I remember when Street Fighter 5 came out on the PS3.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I don't even know if it was in the arcades first or... No, I guess that was enough that it was, like, all console at this point because it's PS3.
Yeah.
That's got to be... Do you want to Google release date for for Street Fighter 5?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they have been, like, tweaking and adding little bits of content and skins and characters. I'm going to bet it's close to 12 years.
Street Fighter 5?
Yeah.
2016 for the PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you're thinking Street Fighter 4?
Oh, maybe. I thought it was out way before then.
Street Fighter 4 came out in 2008 for the also for the PlayStation 4?
That can't be right.
Yeah, it says PlayStation 3. Was that the year the PlayStation 4 came out? 2008? No, that wouldn't have been right.
No, that's not right.
Yeah, so PlayStation 3 X, they must have released it later for PlayStation 4, like an upconvert or something. Yeah, so 2008, PlayStation 3. So that's the one you're remembering.
Yeah, okay.
You're getting older.
Yeah, I just remember my
future sequels.
My good buddy, him and his buddy bought 2 fighting sticks that they could mount to a table.
Sure.
And they basically put it on a coffee table that was high enough, like a little higher, so that you could sit on a couch.
A little higher.
A little higher.
Little higher.
So that you could sit on the couch and be like, sitting next to your buddy, but still playing Street Fighter. It was so I thought they were resting on their laurels. I thought that was 5, but I guess they've been releasing them in enough time.
Yeah, Street Fighter 2 is the one I always remember that it took absolutely forever to get a third one, but
oh yeah. But you know what? It still landed in the life cycle of the SNES, didn't it? Street Fighter 3. I think it did.
Welcome to this episode where it's all Googling
Yeah, it's all
the time.
Googling all the time. We just keep coming up with questions that stump each other. No? Or is it just like the 70 versions of 2 that came out that I'm getting confused with?
It was released in 97, but the only platforms they got for arcade, or sorry, for console, are Dreamcast and PlayStation 2.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely was a huge graphical op-ed. I don't think this NES could have done it.
Okay.
Obviously, the PlayStation didn't do it either, but it was released in 97. So,
and they couldn't put it on the N64.
Yeah, probably not.
That little joystick would have been fun. Hadouken!
Oh boy.
Hadouken!
Oh boy. Hadouken you.
Animal Crossing started their holiday event on November 19th for anyone who plays Animal Crossing. Let you know, my kid was very happy about that. Got all the Christmas stuff going up already.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Maybe you can talk a little more to this next one.
Sure.
Google has something figured out to get Stadia on the old iOS.
Yeah, and I was looking up here just before release work around for iOS. Several weeks from now. Okay. So Google's going to roll out their own web app several weeks from now that'll enable players to enjoy Stadia on iOS devices like the iPhone and iPad.
Yeah.
Now, for anyone who's in the know, I was today days old when I figured it out. There is an app you can do it right now on the App Store called Stadium. And it's put out by Zachary Knox, and he just fought to get it back on the Play Store, where you can actually not only play Stadia on your phone with a little bit of tinkering, it also supports the Stadia controller over Bluetooth, which is actually pretty cool. So, but this is a Google official workaround here. So,
honestly, I'm betting, and this is probably what Xbox will end up doing too. It's going to be like how, and I've said this before, it's going to be like how you have to use Audible on an iOS device. Like you basically have to, you basically have to go to Safari, purchase books and stuff, and use your account, and then the app has all that stuff in it. But you can't actually purchase or anything. It's just your library, right? Yeah. So I'm going to assume that's what the workaround's going to be for them, because that's the whole problem is Apple wants to have a little bit if you're making any sort of money from an app.
Yeah.
They can't stop you if you're making money on the internet.
Yes, and
they would like to try,
and that's what they're saying. It's going to be a web app, so it's going to work just like the Stadium one does, where it's using Safari, but it's got a back end that kind of massages things.
That goes on for days?
Goes on for days. And hopefully it'll have a happy ending. So, honestly, this would have been a lot more relevant a year ago.
Yeah.
It's still cool. Honestly, Stadia, it's a hot take. Stadia is making a little bit of a run here now lately with some of the stuff that's coming out. They're becoming a little more relevant. Wouldn't say enough to save them, but
I mean, they got the exclusive to for the Immortals Fenyx Rising demo, right?
Yep.
So I mean I've seen a lot of chatter on the weekend about people trying the demo, and that means people tried out Stadia.
Yep.
So
and the games are a little more. It sounds like the app's a lot more stable. I did try it for a month here again, and things were working, a little better. And I remember, again, some of the latency stuff worked out. If people can start using it on their iOS phones, or on their iOS devices, it may have a rush.
May recover.
Bit, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
Stadia. We're not tired of talking about Stadia yet.
Well, just mainly because it won't go away.
It just won't go away. Which, Google hasn't given up on it yet. So
I guess that's the important thing.
There you go. Well,
actually, I say that sarcastically, but it really is the important thing.
Yep.
Google is known. I just got a message about Google Hangouts today saying that, like, at the top of the screen, it's like, hey, we're going over to Google Chat or whatever the heck it's called now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it Google Meet? Is that the name of it? Yeah.
So I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But you know what I do get?
What do you get, Ryan?
That the Game Awards are coming up.
I think I've got the right link up for this story. If I start listing games that aren't nominated, please stop me.
No. It's way more entertaining.
Boy, Civ 3's got nominated for a lot of games. Wow, look at that.
It's all the games from last year.
Yeah.
So, Game of the Year. Can start there. So there's not a lot of, like, I went through these and there's not a lot of variation in the big titles. Like, nothing really unexpected. But I think this year is another sign of how COVID affected it. In that, like, we joke about there being too many games to play, but
too many games.
I don't think there was a lot of huge games like other years. Like, I don't know. For Game of the Year, Doom Eternal, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, which I really want to try. I hear it's excellent. Animal Crossing, New Horizon, and Last of Us Part 2. And then in Best Game Direction, the only one that's not listed already is Half-Life Alyx, which is the VR.
Right.
I guess Best Narrative. Have you heard of 13 Sentinels? Aegis Rim? Okay.
Not at all.
That's I immediately went to Steam because I figured it kind of sounded like a PC game, but it wasn't there. And then, something shiny distracted me and I stopped looking for it. But
absolutely, yeah.
But Best Narrative, there's 13 Sentinels. And then Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and Last of Us Part 2. Best Art Direction, the only one that's different there is Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Yeah, an awful lot of overlap. Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, like same for Best Score and Music, Best Audio Design. It's all the same stuff over and over. Best Performance in a Video Game. You got the two leads from Last of Us Part 2, the two ladies. You have the guy who played the samurai. And I'm just saying guy who played the samurai because I'm not even going to try to say his name.
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny. So here, these are more indie. This is a more indie category. Games for Impact. These are thought-provoking games with pro-social meaning or message. If Found, never heard of it. Kentucky Route Zero, TV edition. I've heard of that. Spiritfarer, heard of that. Tell Me Why, I've heard of that as well. And then Through the Darkest of Times, I have not heard of that.
Yeah. Just looking at the lists here, there's not really too much. Surprising.
My favorite game of all time got a nomination in Best Ongoing.
Yeah, I saw that.
No Man's Sky. It's being grouped in with Fortnite and Apex Legends as a game that's just constantly evolving. So
yeah, and Destiny 2.
Yeah,
that's another. Yeah, they're definitely. The indie category is interesting.
Yeah.
I can't see Hades not winning that, but
yeah.
Fall Guys is in there, Carrion, Spiritfarer.
Best mobile game.
Pokemon Cafe Mix, huh?
No idea.
I would think Among Us has to win that one, honestly.
Probably, right?
The fact they didn't nominate it for anything else other than the mobile side is
yeah.
Just like a best VR AR game. I think that's going to go to Half-Life Alyx. I don't know how you couldn't, but
yeah. This is an interesting one. Innovation and accessibility.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperroot, Last of Us 2, and Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah. Yeah, some very interesting categories. And, like, honestly, we won't read through all of them because there's...
Yeah, because then there's Best Action, Best Action
Yeah.
Adventure, Best Role-Playing.
Best Esport Athlete. Best Esports Coach.
Oh, I didn't make it to there yet.
Yeah.
Best Racing. Oh, Sport and Racing. Yeah. Content
Lots
Creator of the Year. Yeah. So those will be coming up before the end of the year here. I believe Thursday, December 10th.
Yeah. So watch the live stream. Any bold predictions?
Just for Game of the Year, maybe?
Sure, let's do Game of the Year.
I'm going to go with Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice. I'll take The Last of Us Part 2 just to pick something different, but
okay.
I could see Ghost of Tsushima winning it.
I just didn't go with Last of Us Part 2 because it's so polarizing.
Yeah.
A lot of people were very not impressed with the twist. So.
Right. Yeah. People are too damn soft, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Damn soft.
And we got a little bit of late breaking news. Posted this right before we started recording here. So even though they promised that they weren't going to be adding anything more, the Motive Studios, who have put out Star Wars Squadrons, are adding 2 new ships and a map. And also some new components for your ship. Some stuff that...
nice.
I guess that's more for the multiplayer type stuff. But I very excited to see that they added the B-Wing, which is my favorite Star Wars fighter.
Very nice.
Yeah. And the TIE Defender is the other one they added, which is, not a bad one either.
Yeah. So the first update is November 25th. It includes a whole bunch of multiplayer and stuff, and then the ships are coming on December.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, the TIE Defender was always a good one to play. That was always a lot of fun.
It was, right? Little OP, but
that's what the people want.
Also my
easy mode.
Also my rap name back in college. Lil OP.
Old primate? I don't know. Also I got really dark on the screen here. Now we need some. Nope. Oh. Helpful. Very helpful.
So, what you been playing, Rob?
Boy, I've actually been playing some video games. There we go. It's a little brighter. I've been playing Borderlands 3. No,
well, that's a given. Just like everybody knows that I play No Man's Sky. So.
That's right. No, I played. This week I made myself download something on Game Pass and actually try it. because I'm like, I'm not going to have any more weeks of, I didn't really play any video games here on my podcast about video games.
Me texting you going, Rob, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Just disappointed. So I played a game that people have been talking about called Streets of Rogue.
Okay.
Which is out on Game Pass right now. And little indie roguelike game by the folks at Tiny Build, who did Come With Me If You Want to Live, and which is a fast-paced, frenetic shooter type game. It was good.
Okay.
All right, moving on. No, the best way I could describe Streets of Rogue is it's kind of like a build your own roguelike.
Oh.
So you start off with like 7 different characters in this post-apocalyptic world where there's a good sense of humor.
Okay.
But as you're going through the game, you can get more. So there could be like 25 or 30 of them by the end of it. And they go all the way from like soldier to hacker to there's a primate, so there's a gorilla. You can
I'm in.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because you can play it. You're basically trying to get from the bottom level of this tower all the way to the top, and the top is where this evil dictator is.
Okay.
And there's so many different ways to do it. So much so that when I started playing the game, I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing.
Okay.
But then I switched the soldier, and I'm like, oh, I get it. I can kind of do things. But like you can different classes. There's like a slum dweller who just has fists, but he's better at hacking, not so good at melee. Then you got hackers, which are better at hacking, not so good at weapons. And there's lots of different ways to get everything done. And you build up modifiers. Like you earn chicken nuggets, which are the currency that stay with you when you die, that you can then buy more traits with.
Okay.
You know, every roguelike has a currency that stays with you when you die. There's the chicken nuggets, and then there's gold in the game that you can buy weapons and refills and stuff. And each character has its own big quest thing to do as well. So that to catch the elevator to the next level, you have to beat all the missions in that level. But every character has their own big quest thing as well. So for the soldier, it's you got to destroy all the generators in every floor.
Okay.
And generators, you don't have to, but that's your big quest. You get a special reward at the end or whatever. But sometimes these generators are right behind innocent people. And when you shoot them, they explode and they take them with them. So you can either figure out how to get past that, or they become casualties of war. It's all kind of that 8-bit pixel kind of look to it. It really works for this game.
Is it 2D or is it like 2.5D or?
It's very much like a 2.5D. More so 2D, like kind of from the top.
Okay.
But it's with certain weapons, it's a twin stick shooter as well. But you don't have unlimited bullets, so and depending on the character, there's so many different ways to play it. You can definitely get kind of an analysis paralysis from it when you're playing.
Okay.
But if you stick with it for a little bit, you can really get into it. It's really good. So, and right now it's on Game Pass. So
yeah,
right. Because if you don't like it, stop playing it. You didn't pay anything.
It's already downloaded. I just didn't get a chance. And the other game you tried here, same thing.
Well, a good thing we could do for a stream here would be Streets of Rogue has online multiplayer.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, we're all locked in our houses waiting for the corona to go away.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Streets of Rogue. Try it.
Okay.
Play it. It's fun. The other game is a game I played a crud ton of on Switch.
Right.
And I always thought, man, I really, really love this game. I wish I could play it on a bigger screen. It's on Game Pass right now. River City Girls. I was like, I didn't say the game title yet. It's the newest in the Kunio-inspired type universe of... it's River City Ransom with two schoolgirls, and it's so fun. It is so good. Such a sweet game. Like you learn new techniques. By the end of the game, you've got 3,000 different ways to hurt somebody.
Awesome.
And the writing is just, it's so good. I don't know how much more to say about River City Girls. I mean, Way Forward makes a good game. And like, if you liked River City Ransom,
yeah,
this is a good game.
You know, they released there's been a couple like River City universe games. Like I know they're out on the 3DS and DS and stuff too. I don't know if they were on other systems or whatnot, but I was definitely intrigued back then too. I nearly picked it up.
Yeah, this is the first one that feels like a brand new AAA version of that. Like it's it definitely feels very polished. It's very good. The combat is tight. It's tight.
Like a Taiga?
Yeah, like a Taiga. And it looks good. Like I'm playing it in 4K because you could play it on a potato.
Right.
I mean, it runs on the Switch, so playing it on a computer is not a problem. But it looks really good, plays really well, and it translates so much better on a big screen. It's so much easier to see. So.
Oh, okay.
And also might have online multiplayer. I don't know about that.
I have that downloaded and just waiting for an opportunity to try. Because while you're searching there, so I wanted to play No Man's Sky in a better fidelity, so I've been playing it at my PC. So now I've got the problem that I come to my PC and I'm like, well, do I really want to start something new, or do I want to go play, work on my new game of No Man's Sky? So that's been a problem.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's what I always end up coming back. I always end up coming back to Borderlands for the same thing. It's like, oh, I know it's not a new game, but I kind of just want to play it a little bit.
And yeah, you sit down and you're like, well, how much time do I got? Do I really want to invest in a new game? You know what? I don't have that much time. I'm just gonna go explore some planets in No Man's Sky or work on the quest or
shared split screen PvPs, but I don't think it's got online. I do not believe it's got online multiplayer.
Okay,
but
not too bad.
River City Girls, great game. Both of those are on
Game Pass.
On Game Pass, so free to try. And then the last thing I've been playing is something I know you've been playing around as well.
No, carry on.
You can hear it in the background there. Ryan and I both picked up a Game & Watch, a Nintendo Game & Watch, because the coolness factor was and the nostalgia factor was just a little bit too much for us. Like we both wanted it. It was a and unlike the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One X, you could actually buy one.
Yeah.
And still can if you want to.
Yeah. I not to derail you. I'll let you have back in a second. I'm gonna let you talk, but
first I have to
I was really gonna just leave it sealed because I'm like, it's a Nintendo device. They only make a limited amount of them. And then I checked on like Sunday, and everywhere still still had them. So I'm like, you know what? I'll keep it still as a collector's item, but it's not a rare collector's item.
No, they made a lot. It's great, and it's funny because only Nintendo would look at the console wars going on with the next gen console wars and be like, sure, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox are cool, but people want a remake of the 1981 video game and Watch. And people did. They sold like crazy. Like it's not that no one's buying them, that they're still in the stores.
No.
They sold a crud ton of these.
And you know what? Like I even seen on a few of the Facebook groups I follow, Nintendo Facebook groups, like people buying 2 of them.
Yep. Oh, sure.
And I'm like, man, like, yeah. Like one to play and one to keep.
Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't heard, the Game & Watch, it looks like the classic Game and Watch from your times your, but it's got the watch aspect of it, and it's got Super Mario Brothers 1 and Super Mario Brothers 2, The Lost Levels, and a remake of Ball, which was the original Game and Watch game, but with Mario's head on it. And it's funny because there you go. Look at that. And it's got the screen's amazing. It's a really nice quality screen. I think it's an
really
IPS
is.
display.
Yeah.
We found by accident because while we were playing, I posted in our little Facebook group there for the Grumpy Old Gamer, said like, hey, I just accidentally found out how to get infinite lives in Super Mario Bros. And what you do is when you're starting, instead of just hitting A, you hold it. You didn't do it.
No.
Anyway, well, it does work. And the reason I found it out is for those who remember, back in the day when you die in Super Mario Bros., if you hold A and then press start, you'll continue. There you go. Work that time.
Infinite lives.
Infinite lives. And I was trying to just continue from where I died. So I held A and then was looking for the start button, which of course there isn't one. And then it just started with infinite lives. So it's great. I was going to ask what you thought about the Game & Watch. We'll just segue right into that. Like, what were your thoughts on it?
Also got a clock.
It's got
hence
a clock.
The name Game & Watch. Oh, I think I turned down the ticking, but you could actually, there's a little thing that goes around and it would actually just keep ticking. Yeah, you know what? It's fun. It's a fun little. I feel like I'm honestly feeling a little Mario overload,
right?
Like just Mario Brothers overload, because I've also played a ton of Mario 35 on Switch, right? The online, but also I was just flying through the levels because of the first 4 levels you play so much in Mario 35, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun. I probably won't play it too much more before I put it away. I can't really think of a practical use for it when I have both these games on my Switch, except for the juggling game. But yeah, it's super cool.
It is. It's priced right for what it is as well, right? It's a good gotcha for the price it is.
Yep.
I thought it controlled really well. The one the one thing I would kind of complain about is the A and B buttons are kind of spongy. It's a little hard. Yeah, it's.
I mean, that too.
Yeah, it's nitpicky. It's still very usable, but it's like when you're trying to hold B and get to A, it doesn't click like you'd like it to. But I mean, it's also like if you hold it sideways there, it's wafer thin. Like okay, it's a little wider than it looks, but it's got a speaker in there. The thing weighs like 1 gram. It's
I don't know. Really tiny, I don't know what I got here for like there's my cell phone. There's the Game & Watch. This is an 8, so it's a smaller phone already.
Yeah. It's really cool. Glad we picked it up.
I am.
We'll probably beat Super Mario Bros. Just to say I did. And put it on the shelf.
The packaging is also very cool. It's got this cool plastic with graphics on the plastic so that it looks like adds a cool like 3D effect almost to the to the box. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, it is cool how Nintendo can take something like that and just release something that they make a boatload of money on in a heartbeat, right? And no one would have picked it. Be like, you know what Nintendo should do? A Game & Watch. But 2020, it's a year full of surprises.
It really is.
So good job, Nintendo. Now make a Nintendo 64 Mini, you cowards. Do it.
Do it. Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Get through the chopper. So what you playing, right?
Well, we talked a little bit about it too earlier. That Immortals Fenyx Rising demo was on Stadia, so I gave it a try. I liked it. I loved I think this game's going to be a hit, but I was not a fan of the controls.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So I'm using an Xbox controller on my PC where I tried it, and your attacks are the triggers on the right hand side. Now the top one is fine, but having to use the actual trigger on the Xbox One controller there, it's a lot of it's a long way to go to get your button click in, you know, and I couldn't find a way in the demo to change your buttons. So hopefully that's something you can change, or they figure out a different button map, because it didn't seem like the face buttons were doing anything too important, but you couldn't use one of them as your attacks, right?
Yeah.
Or something you could swap to the shoulder. So but yeah, there's a ton of weapons, and there's the whole powering up of your weapons, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna try it at some point, the full game. If you that the control scheme though, also if I don't hear that I can change that control scheme, it might really deter me for a while to to try that game out.
Yeah. It feels like this was made for the Stadia controller, because the Stadia controller it's a lot less move to get to it.
Yeah.
A little easier control, but it was an interesting choice.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that the demo's going to have, or the full game would have remapping, because it's coming out on lots of other consoles as well, right? So.
Well, it's coming out on pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Even the Switch, it's day and date on Switch too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know though, after playing it on PC and seeing how good it looks, I don't know if I'd want to play it on Switch, unless I hear that it's another one of their excellent port jobs.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of really dynamic lighting and things like that.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Outer Worlds, or is it going to be
Witcher 3?
Witcher 3, where you're like, how'd they do that?
So for the next game here, Rob, I got a funny story, and I told the guys I told you guys in our little chat there about this. So about a month and a half, 2 months ago, the expansion for Division 2 Warlords of New York was on sale. And I swore I bought it. So I downloaded the whole 112 gig game again, because I deleted Division 2 off of my system.
Yep.
And, went in, and I'm like, why can I not get to this new area? What is going on? I friggin' bought it, and it's not giving it to me, and I'm mad at Ubisoft. And and then, I went back and checked my, records and my account, and I never bought it. And of course, by the time I figured that out, it was already off sale.
Right.
But I'm glad I waited, because it was even $4 cheaper this time to pick up.
There you go.
Yes. Procrastination wins in
It's winning again.
Put a couple hours into it, and it's like Division 2.5, because they make a lot of changes to the weapons and your armor. The whole weapon and armor system is revamped, where it was just a little tweak, so in the first, before the expansion, level 300 was your cap, but now, and that coincides with your gear level is level 300, and that coincides with your level being level 30. Okay, but in the demo or in the expansion, they just combine all that to kind of lose the, make it less confusing.
Sure.
So the gear levels drop down, but the gunplay, they revamped the gunplay, and it just feels so much better. The first one felt good, and that's what really got me. Besides a good story, not the best story for these times, because it's all about a virus outbreak, but this is biological warfare, and
sure
if you want to look at it like that, but still that portion of it isn't good, but they do a really good job. Like, story wise, gear wise, you can definitely like. They have such a selection of guns that you can definitely find the ones that you like to use the best, and and then just keep looking for that type of gun. Yeah. So I imagine I'll be putting some more hours into it, and you'll be hearing about this for a couple weeks here, anyways, about Warlords in New York.
Yeah, right on.
I also, I just got Warlords in New York on the weekend. Leading up to that, I was still playing a ton of Shadow of War, the Middle Earth Shadow of War. That game also has its hooks in me right now. Like now that I've upgraded, I feel like such a badass. And just seriously, it's like, I'm not a good Twitch player, like twitchy, like, but man, like I get into a battle with 40 orcs, and I'm the one that walks away. Like
right
there's
on.
a lot of that, and I think I briefly mentioned that I just reached the whole, like you start to build a garrison, and then you mind control the orcs that you fight, some of them, to be in your army, and you start building an army to go take on other fortresses and stuff. So there's a lot to it. It's not just a button mashing good time, but so pretty happy with both these games I'm playing right now.
Oh, right on.
And the even funnier thing is I'm playing them on PS4. Yeah. You just can't break away. And then I guess lastly, I did a retro pick this week.
Right.
And I played Strider for Genesis.
Right.
Which is a lot, which is the experience that I wanted.
Yeah.
Right? Not the NES version. So bad. But yeah, this it played great. It kicked my butt in all the right ways. In all the ways I like.
It's a very challenging game.
It is. So that was my retro pick this week. So check out on our page for that. Did a little let's play of that. So I think
very nice.
I think that's all I've been playing.
Cool. Sorry, excuse me. It's like 11:30 at night here in Edmonton, so it's not.
It's 8 o'clock. It's 8:15. You know how I know, Rob? Because I looked over at my Game and Watch.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the stuff we got.
Yeah. Can't think of any upcoming news or stuff.
Oh, I got something. You know what?
Do it.
Let's tease. So, our very first contributor to Patreon, and constant interactor on our page. He's always liking and commenting on stuff. Steve, I don't know his last name, but we can leave that out anyways.
Yeah, let's leave it out for now. Yeah.
Steve, he we're gonna do a player profile with him, and that's something we've decided to add to our Patreon. That if you subscribe at the $5 level, we're gonna do a little Q&A with our player fans, and post them for everyone to check out.
Yep, you can look a little bit into the psyche of what makes a grumpy old gamer, and and see he's not nervous at all. he's a good friend of mine. That's I've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
So he's agreed to do it, to be our guinea pig for this. So we're gonna do the interview on Thursday and probably have it up on Friday-ish.
At least for the weekend. So watch out for that. And this is a good opportunity to just remind everyone. I know it's buried at the end of the show here, but our Patreon is still going, and if you want to support us for what we do here, we're just looking for a little extra scratch to keep the lights on.
Yep, pay the hosting, the podcast hosting as well.
Yep, the web page and podcast hosting costs us about $50.
Based on how the economy goes in the next month or so, it might buy us food. If you can still buy food in regular grocery stores, or if you have to scavenge it from the post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Yeah.
In your Chevy Cordoba. Just seems like a good apocalypse car, right?
It really does.
Like, it makes sense. People sitting in the back with the assault rifles.
Yeah. Segway.
Yep.
So you know what? We'll leave her at that. So check out our Patreon. If Patreon makes you uncomfortable, there's PayPal links in the notes below. It's like pointing
down.
Yeah.
Just in case. And if we get 2 more Patreon subscribers at any level, I will still play Resident Evil 7 live on stream for an hour. So if you want to, on top of the other stuff that you get thrown in just for being a member, just for helping keep us doing what we're doing, I will terrify myself and make myself look like a goof in front of everybody.
And I'm definitely going to be there going, Rob, what's that? Look, Rob, look out. Rob, oh my, Rob, look.
Yep. That'll happen. And you can watch it live on stream.
Yeah.
With the Grumpy Old Gamer crew, they're going to be on Discord with me, and everyone will be having a good time at my expense. So.
And if it all goes well, there'll be a Rob moment of going, F this. And he'll just get up and walk away.
Just get up and be like, that's it. I'm out.
Fudge this, guys. Fudge this.
So, yeah. Patreon.com/the Grumpy Old Gamers if you want to see that magic happen. And you want to help us pay the bills. We'd appreciate it. We appreciate you.
The viewer. Not down here. You right there.
Out there in your heart.
All right. Yeah, you know what? If you're watching this, you know where to check out our stuff already, but it's on Facebook. Search for Grumpy Old Gamers. We have a website, grumpyoldgamers.com, which has been getting stuff uploaded to it, I promise. And other than that, you know what? Wash your hands, put on a mask, stay safe out there. Have a good evening.
Take care, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.